What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jared here with you. So I am just going to do a quick video here for you guys. Obviously, I said for this channel, it was either going to be trading related or cryptocurrency related, Forex related, whatever the case may be. So as you can see, this is for Forex and trading related. I wanted to go ahead and go over my major outlook on this single pair that I'm currently stalking, letting you know my overall analysis, my objective, what I see coming out of this, because I know for you Forex junkies out there, you will definitely appreciate this. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. Obviously, as you can see here on the screen, I'm looking at AUDUSD, which is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Pretty simple. So I am a swing trader. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, I take trades long term. My most previous trade that I recently got out of maybe a week or so ago was, I was in it roughly about 18, 19 days, and that was Euro US dollar. And if I can go back to that, if I still have that markup there, which I do, as you guys can see, it was an inverse head and shoulder as I have marked there. My entry was right here in this little box area, and then my target was the 1.22401, and as you can see, it has rose another almost 200 pips past that point. But that is not the pair we're going to be looking at today. We are going to be looking at AUDUSD. So let's go ahead and break it down and get into it. So I like basing myself off of higher time frames. I mark up my charts, specify key levels, things like that, based off of the monthly and weekly time frame. So as you can see here in the monthly, clearly we are in a downtrend. We had a first bearish push, we had a little bit of retracement, and then we had another bearish push, and now we are currently in a rising wedge where we have higher highs and higher lows being formed after a major bearish push. Now, obviously, this is on a monthly time frame, so this is not a drop that we are going to see right away. So that goes to the conclusion of I see AUDUSD overall being majority bearish. Now, I could be wrong. Don't take that for granted. This is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Let's just put that out there. But I do see AUDUSD being overall bearish. This could take some time. So that's on the monthly time frame. You can see there my key levels are black for monthly and purple for weekly, and that is it. I like to keep it simple when I trade, and also when I teach other people how to trade via my mentorship course. So let's go ahead and break it down to the weekly time frame so you guys can see a little bit more price action in depth, because you don't see, I mean, you see the big picture with the monthly, which is great. It's always good to see the big picture. But I like to break it down a little bit, look at market structure, look at price action, see how candle patterns are forming, yada, yada. So as you guys can see, we have my upper trend line here, and I do expect price, which is currently at 0.80928, to hit the 0.818 region, which will be in confluence with a monthly key level as well as my upper trend line or resistance area there. Before I do see bearish movement to pull off of that. Now, usually with these types of rising wedges, any type of wedge, you will see price, bounce back and forth in between for about 75% of that wedge before it decides to take a breakout, whether it be to the upside or whether it be to the downside. Now, obviously, you guys can see here I do judge price for AUDUSD within the next couple months to reach down to the downside. Okay, now how this is judged is simply, I like taking the rectangle, which you can find right here, and taking that tool and going from the top of that channel to the bottom of that channel, and then I literally duplicated that, and then upon breakout, wherever that is, I judge it to be in this general area. I then place that down there. So out of a whole general pip target, give or take, we are looking at about a 1,000 pip move over the general status of who knows how many months, right? But You know, and I'm not saying, oh yes, you need to go catch this 1,000 pip move. I am giving you guys a general heads up for those of you guys who are swing traders, or for people that just like to take intraday trades, get anywhere from 20 to 50 pips, get in, get out, trade New York session, trade London session, whatever you want to do. I'm simply giving you guys my bias for this given pair and the opportunity that I see coming. Let's go ahead and break it down a little bit more. Again, you guys can see this is based off the daily time frame, so we were previously on the weekly, so you can see we have higher highs and higher lows forming, but as of an overall status, we are in a downtrend. This is just simply a rising wedge. Now let's go ahead and break it down to the daily time frame. So as we can see here, we've had multiple, so that was a third trend line bounce that we had here on that daily, and we've been having nothing but bullish push for the past, well, 586 pips to current price, give or take. Again, I expect price to come here. Now, for those of you guys who know how to trade, know what things to look for. As you can see from previous price action, when price has hit that upper trend line, it has had violent rejects, okay? Which means simply that this area is respected, okay? It's a major resistance area. Previously we had a double top form here, and then off this area we had a beautiful shooting star with an engulfing pattern, so the 3-star pattern being an evening star, right? And then from that bearish push there, we had one more test, which was quite the test there. A whole 72 pips before we had some downside to it. Okay, so clearly this is an area of major resistance, and I do still expect price to come up and it reach some point in this area before then coming and rejecting down, breaking through our trend line. So let's go ahead and go back out here. Breaking through our trend line, obviously you have to have some sort of retest, right? So I did kind of a general basis of how to judge where this retest area, say price was to hit this area based off of our confluence with monthly key level and our trend line, and I'm sure there will be other confluence that decides to pull into that area. So what we do is we pull a fib, right, and say price, so from swing high to swing low to judge your retracement point for the next push. Now, say price was to hit this area, maybe a little bit lower, but I doubt it. So say it was to hit this area here before coming back down to the downside, you would more than likely either have a 23.6 Fibonacci retracement or a 38.2 out of some possibility. This isn't accurate until I see price from where it's at, but that's a give or take situation, okay? So again, we're going to have a break. I do expect a respect off of the monthly key level, a retest of our trend line before then channeling to the downside for our target move. This is going to be a very big upside or a very big downside move when this does happen. Now, of course, anything can happen. We ultimately flow with the market. We don't go against it, because when you go against the market, you end up losing money and you end up blowing your account, and nobody likes doing that, right? So this is my general basis for AUDUSD, and with what's going on right here, I mean, you can see you can break things down, put things into other perspectives. Like you can see just bottom trend line there. You can see price came down. Most people would have thought a broke of structure, right? But let alone, because you have your first touch, your second touch into the future, price respected. You had a candlestick pattern here off your trend line, and then you had upside. If you would have then had this drawn, again, wick to wick into the future, you would have had broken it down to a smaller time frame. You would have had your break, your retest right here, and if you would have entered off this bullish close off that retest, you'd currently be up and floating about 74 pips. Keep it simple, guys. That's literally it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. If you guys have any questions or want to learn how to trade, then you can go ahead and check out my website. Link will be in the description below. Feel free to follow me on other social media platforms, Instagram, and or Snapchat. And of course, you can add me on Facebook and follow me on Facebook as well. Until next time, I will catch you guys later. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you have any questions, anything you want to see on the channel. If you want me to break down anything in a video within a reason, leave a comment, send me an inbox. Let's make it happen. I'll catch you guys later.